Well, good morning, South Mississippi, and happy Sunday morning. It is going to be a week of change across South Mississippi. We're seeing a big change in the temperatures as well as the year as well. So things definitely on the way. Now, let's take a look out there right now. Hancock Whitney camera over in Gulfport. We've started off today much nicer than the past several days. We've seen a lot less cloud cover, and the fog has held off. Now, we can see on the horizon there is a little bit for our offshore locations. But as of right now, we haven't seen much of that make it onto the coast, and that may continue. Of course, we do still have a dense fog advisory in place, and I'll get back to that shortly. But as of right now, we are heating up very quickly across South Mississippi. 71 degrees at the Gulfport Airport right now. South winds at 5 miles per hour, and our humidity much lower than the past few days. That is due in parts to the fog remaining offshore. Now, we do have the dense fog advisory that continues for areas south of I-10 until 10 a.m. So that is only going to be going for about another 30 minutes or so. However, just like yesterday, as we move into the afternoon and evening, it is possible some areas may redevelop a little bit of that fog. So we want to keep an eye out for that. Chances of that happening are lower than they were yesterday. However, still not completely zero. So some spots we may want to watch out for that, especially bays and rivers. That's where it's very easy for that to redevelop very quickly. Of course, this very dense sea fog, it forms over water. That's why the bays and the rivers are the kind of the points where it usually does begin. That's because of the warm air moving over that cooler water. It helps generate that really thick sea fog, and it can happen very quickly. So we want to keep that in mind as we go throughout the day today. As far as our afternoon temperatures, now, high temperatures almost always happen in the afternoon. However, in this case, Monday might be different. It's going to be one of those days where we see the temperature dropping throughout the day. So today, very warm, most of us in the 70s, many of us already in the 70s. So very possible that we see at least a few spots get up into the mid to upper 70s by the end of the day. But by the time we get into tomorrow, that very strong cold front arrives early in the morning. And then we get very cold for several days. You can see we'll be in the 50s all the way through Wednesday afternoon. Here's what this looks like on Futurecast. Now, we're starting at 1 a.m. This is very late tonight into very early tomorrow morning. Notice these temperatures. We're going to be starting our Monday, very, very early Monday, in the mid to upper 60s. That front starts to move through. You can see it very clearly right there where that front is located. This is about 4 o'clock in the morning, so that front is coming through a little bit earlier based on some of the newer indications here on Futurecast. And look at this. By the time we get to sunrise, about 8 a.m., we are plummeting down into the 40s across most of South Mississippi. Very breezy winds, and most of the clouds will leave by the time we get behind that front. Now, going into the afternoon, because the front comes in much earlier on this version of Futurecast, we could see maybe a little bit of that daylight heating as we go into the afternoon hours. And by heating, I'm talking about maybe we get back up into the upper 40s or lower 50s for a few hours, but those very strong winds out of the north, that cold, dry air is going to continue to funnel in right behind that front. So as we go into the evening hours, temperatures will plummet quickly as we go into Monday evening. This is 6 p.m. Most of us very quickly dropping into those low 40s. Overnight, we continue to see that pretty much flat line going all the way down into the 30s and then staying there for a little while. Looking at our wind speeds as well, as this front moves on through, we're going to see some very gusty winds. There it is. The front moves through by about 4 or 5 in the morning. Those winds will start to pick up. This version of Futurecast has the front just a little bit later, so you can see there it is moving through there. And behind it, winds out of the north about 20 to 30 miles per hour along the coast, and especially some of our offshore areas. You could be looking at gusts of 20 to 30, possibly up to 40 miles per hour. So if you do have any small outdoor furniture, if you haven't put the Christmas decorations away yet, today might be the day to do that because we are going to be seeing those winds capable of blowing things maybe down the street. Especially as we go into the next couple days. Now, this is now by Monday night, so those winds are still pretty strong out of the north. winds around 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusts 20 to 25, in some spots still up around 30. So definitely a very, very breezy Monday out there, and that's going to make the wind chills feel very low as well. Let's talk about our morning temperatures. Let's go to Tuesday morning. Very good chance that we're actually going to see a light freeze across pretty much all of South Mississippi. Coastal temperatures very close to freezing. If you don't go below freezing, then you have a very good chance at frost, because there is the chance of a few showers right along that front that may refreeze into frost once these very cold temperatures arrive. But you may also see our inland areas are going to be right around 30. A few spots could dip down into those upper 20s. So very, very cold, especially for our more inland areas. Looking at Wednesday morning, now this is the stronger cold, I should say. Wednesday, we are looking at a hard freeze across all of South Mississippi, with most of us in those mid to upper 20s. This would be kind of one of those harder freezes that we need to make sure we're protecting plants, pets, pipes, as well as people. Make sure you're checking in because it is going to be very cold, and we're going to stay with those low temperatures throughout a lot of the morning hours. If you have any New Year's Eve plans, well, it's going to be a very cold one. You're going to need the heavy jacket if you're going to be celebrating the New Year's outdoors. It is going to be clear but very cold. We'll be in the 30s throughout most of the night. Right at midnight, we are expected to be in the mid 30s, low 30s for some spots, possibly maybe if you're a little bit further inland. West winds at about 5 miles per hour. Gusts could still be up around 10 to 15 at times, so we could be looking at a wind chill that we need to watch as well. So definitely layer up if you're heading out to celebrate the new year. But in terms of our future cast here, let's kind of circle back to the weekend. Overall, today, tomorrow, rain chances are very low. The highest chance of seeing rain is going to be immediately along the front. You can see that here this afternoon, a couple stray showers, hit or miss showers moving across the area. And then we go into very early tomorrow morning. You can see there's that front approaching. A few showers possible along it before we start to turn very, very cold. There's those rain chances for today. Once again, looking at Sunday. Very, very warm today. We're going to be in the mid 70s across a lot of South Mississippi. The possibility for the winds to pick up a little bit out of the south around 10 miles per hour or more. And then the highest rain chance comes in tonight as that front arrives. So if you're heading out to the Harbor Lights, trying to get in, remain in the Christmas spirits as we head into the new year, well, you're going to want a coat as well. You're going to be in the 60s. However, chance of rain is there, and the winds out of the south will be the breeziest winds will be right there along the coast. So you will want at least a coat, maybe an umbrella nearby just in case. Here's that 7-day forecast for South Mississippi. Overall, we're looking at a pretty good week, but just make sure you are prepared for that very, very cold weather. Just keep in mind, remember, it is Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning that we're going to see the coldest temperatures. Light freeze Tuesday, hard freeze Wednesday. That means you need to have those winter weather preparations done by Monday night. I recommend trying to get those done tonight if you can, just because of those really breezy winds and the colder temperatures as we go into Monday evening. You definitely want to have that done before then. Heading into the new year, things will very slowly start to rebound. We'll be back up in the 60s each afternoon as we head into the back half of the week. Rain chances return as we head into next weekend along possibly another front on the way.